There's a quote that says, "You don't know what you don't know." And you know what? Because now I know what I didn't know, I'm willing to share with you what I know now that you might not know right now in order to make sure that you have everything you need. Okay. So I'm sharing with you today the 7 mistakes you have to avoid before starting your coaching business. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Fabienne Raphael, online business coach and creator of the Dream Method. And yes, today we're diving into a topic that might be sensitive or not. You might not be even aware that it's part of what you think or how you act. And I'm sharing this with you with all transparency because I have done all these mistakes that I'm about to share with you. And I feel that if I do that and I make you avoid some very precious time into even start and grow your online coaching business, well, then I'll be happy. Okay. So without further ado, I just want you to let me know if you are in a situation in the comments below. If you are starting your coaching business, have you started yet? What's keeping you on the fence if you have not started yet? And what type of mistakes do you feel that you have already made, even before I share the mistakes that I've done with you? The first mistake to avoid from my point of view is thinking that you don't have what it takes, that you're not good enough, that you need more credentials, that you need more training, that you need to read more books, that you need to go back to school, that you need to, I don't know, have more social proof. All of that. It's crap. It's just finding yourself some excuses not to get started. It's the analysis paralysis. I remember one of my clients, before she started working with me, we were on the call and she was asking me about my services. And then I told her how long she had this idea in mind. And she told me for the last 20 years, right? Ooh, I was like, wow. So I guess now it's time. You're tired. You can't wait anymore. And her answer was, I still need to go for this training and I still need to apply to this program so I could have a higher credentials. And I still need this social proof. And she kept going with the excuses. And then I said, what if right now you have everything that it takes for you to get started and help people who don't have all the skills that you already have, who don't have like all the experience that you already have? People are actually already willing to pay you for what you have as your expertise right now. So drop it with the fact that you need more education or more this or more that. The most important thing is for you to be able to solve a problem that someone is already actively looking to solve and ready to invest in it, right? So as long as you're doing that, there's no worries to have. In fact, this is the key for you to open the door to many clients coming to your coaching business. So forget about the fact that you're not good enough, that you need more training, that you need more credentials, that you need to go back to school, that this and that. These are all excuses and you can kick them to the curb. Okay. The second mistake to avoid is to try to help everyone. And I've done that mistake when I began my online business coaching because I felt that this was the only way to have many clients at the same time. While in fact, I was actually shooting myself in the foot because when you do that, your messaging is so much harder to nail when you want to tackle everyone at the same time. So basically what happens when you take everyone, it's like you don't necessarily nail down on your specialty. You are not recognized for a specialist. You're recognized for a generalist. And that could hurt in the long run. And it's not really sustainable. As a matter of fact, when you nail down the specific target market you want to work in and your dream client, when you know all the characteristics of your dream client, it's easier for you to message the pain points of that specific market. It's easier for you to close the sale because you definitely know what the problems are, how to tackle these problems, and how to provide that transformation to these clients. When you decide to work with everyone, the thing is that you have to be large and vague and not necessarily specific to any type of problem. And then nailing a specific type of client will be so much more of a hassle. Moral of the story is forget to try to help everyone. It's not going to work. Okay. The third mistake to avoid is to think that you could save people. Okay, I'm laughing at this one and I shouldn't, because some people are really sincerely sure that they can save others from making the mistakes or, having bad experiences and all that stuff. And let me tell you something, a coach-coachee relationship is not like, someone does all the work and someone is just passive into not doing anything. Coaching is a team work. Okay. When you're a great coach, what you do is you bring the person that you are helping to find the solutions for themselves while guiding them through a journey of transformation. You are not doing stuff for them. It's not a done for you service. You're not taking their lives for a moment, for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, and then give them back their lives at the end of the year. It's not like that. If the person is not willing to change, to feel uncomfortable, to go on that journey, to put on the work, to accept that there was going to be challenges, and to accept also to go forward despite these challenges, and to be really wanting to gain that transformation so they do everything it takes. Well, if that person is not in that state of mind, then you can forget about it. You don't want to work with that person. So stop thinking that you could save people. And I feel it's the same thing as any type of relationship you go in. For example, when you've met your life partner, your spouse, or when you met your best friend and all that stuff, whenever you have in mind that you want to change that person, and if that person is not necessarily in the same state of mind, like they don't want to change, what's going to happen is that at a certain point, the relationship is going to break. It's not going to be sustainable. And I don't want to break your dream here. I just want to be realistic with you. So that's why it's really important that in point 2, you nail down exactly who you wanted to work with. So when you have that sales call and you qualify the person into, is that a person I want to work with or not? Is it a person I want to work with or not? Then, only then, you will be sure that that person is really in a state of mind to want to achieve more and willing to invest their resources, time, energy, and mindset into that transformation. I have another video on how to replace your income in the next 12 months. So if you're really serious about getting started with your online coaching business, this is a video you must watch. Mistake number 4, comparing yourself to others. Whew, that's actually a huge one. And that's one of I think it's my worst mistake when I got started online. In fact, one of the first masterminds I signed up for was really me being surrounded by a ton of marketers, online marketers who had at least 5 to 10 years more in business and would earn at least 10, 20 times the income I was earning at the time. So I felt that I entered that world in a big shock. And I felt also very intimidated with that world. But my big mistake was the fact that I was comparing myself with other people who have had those 5, 10 years of experiences in the online world or in business. And I wasn't necessarily aware of all the hurdles that they've had along the way, especially when they were in the beginning of their phase to become an entrepreneur or to have their online coaching business. So be aware of what you see on social media. Be aware of what you hear people saying. Be aware of, if you see someone's taking a nice picture in a tropical country and living their best life, well, maybe that person, when they got started, they couldn't even take any picture because they were so ashamed of where they were at, but they had that goal in mind and it took them X amount of months or X amount of years in order to be able to achieve these goals. So comparing yourself with others is actually useless. There's a quote that says it's the thief of joy. And I strongly believe that, because when you decide to play that game, there's no way you could ever be satisfied. And if you're not satisfied and always thinking that something's missing, then you enter into that lack mindset mentality. And of course, you don't project the same thing in the world. You won't attract the same type of clients, and you might even not have the same kind of results with your clients. Compare yourself with yourself. How were you last year? Do you feel that you've evolved from the person that you were compared to who you are today? So same thing when you get started in your online coaching business. Give yourself some grace. Yesterday, you weren't a coach if you're starting your business today. So basically, well, you've done that step, right? From someone who didn't own a business to someone who owns a business, or someone who didn't have these views to someone who has a lot of goals and want to help others and leave a long-lasting impact on other people's lives. So that's something. You might never want to get started if you compare yourself too much with others. You'll be like, oh no, it's not even worth it to start it. I mean, there are so many people better than me. Yeah, guess what? Yes, there are. But there are also people that are not at the point where you're at right now. And these are the people that you're willing to help. Okay, think about this. Avoid that mistake to compare yourself with others, because it's just killing your dream, and it's killing even the beginning of your online coaching business. The fifth mistake to avoid is to actually think that clients will magically come to you. It's funny because the first business ever I created was a healthcare agency. And I remember when we invested into making our website, we were ecstatic. Like, I thought because I was on the web that everyone would find me, and I would just have to wait for clients to, get on the phone and call me and tell me their needs and wants and tell me that they want to invest with me. And it was so not like that. I took a big plunge. I really did, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm on the internet. How come my phone's not ringing? Duh. Okay. So there's this thing about social media today, or marketers saying that, attraction marketing, blah, blah, clients have to come to you and all that stuff. I strongly believe in that, because at a certain point, when you have social proof, when you put your content out there very consistently and regularly, when people know what you're great at and refer you people, there are people coming to you, landing in your inbox and sending you a message and say, well, I would love to meet with you, or I want to work with you, or can we talk because I think I need your services. That happens at a certain point. But there's a part about marketing that a lot of marketers never talk about, and it's called prospecting. It's called reaching out to people sometimes. It's called having conversations with them, sometimes on social media, sometimes on the phone, sometimes via a Zoom call, just to get a feel of where the person is at, where they want to go, and if you're the right person to help them out. Just wishing that clients come in the name of attraction marketing is just an illusion. Even all these marketers saying that they never make prospecting are lying. And especially when you get started with your coaching business, there's no way you're going to receive like a ton of clients without you deploying a lot of efforts into making yourself known to others, growing your audience, sharing your message, posting, maybe having interviews on podcasts. Don't think that when you get started with your coaching business, all the clients will come magically to you. It's a big lie. The sixth mistake to avoid when you build your online business is not knowing your why. And when I say why, I mean, why did you decide to become an online coach in the first place? Is it just because you want to make more money? And if that's the case, wrong reason. You might be successful for a while, but you can't be successful long term, because when it's going to hit the challenges and all that stuff, you'll find a great reason to quit. And your clients will feel that you're not fully dedicated into truly and sincerely helping them succeed or progress in life. When they feel that you give your heart and soul into what you're doing, your clients are grateful, and they're grateful for a very long time, not to say like forever. And they talk about you to people in a very nice way. Because if there's something lacking, unfortunately, in the online business world, sometimes, especially in the coaching field, is empathy, dedication, listening, and not treating people like numbers. I feel that it's easy at a certain point, if your coaching business really evolves and you have a ton of clients and all that stuff, like to maybe get overwhelmed with all of this and not thinking that one person is not a number on your list of clients, but is someone who has unique qualities and who also wants to experiment that transformation that you're teaching, that you're instilling in your clients. So when I'm talking about why, I'm talking your life mission. I'm talking, why do you want to help that specific group of people? What does it mean to you? Why is it important to you? The feeling that I have when I witness my clients go from A to B, or from overwhelmed to successful and confident, is just amazing. It gives me chills. When my clients are crying on the phone because they signed their first client, for example, after starting working on their coaching business, they're ecstatic. And I'm ecstatic too. In fact, many times I'm more ecstatic than them. That's part of what I live for. And I'm doing also what I'm doing because I want to show my boys that it's possible to make it happen, doing something that you love, helping others from all around the world, and being able also to have quality time with them. Being stuck in a job that you don't like and complaining about it every day is painful for everyone in your household, for sure. But when you're able to find something that fits with what you want to do with your life and how fulfilled it makes you feel, well, I wouldn't say like your whole personality changed, but your attitude towards life, towards everything changes. And people start witnessing it. Oh, you're so happy. You're always energetic. You seem to be loving what you're doing. Tell me about your work. Like, they want to know more about you, because there's something that you project in this world that fits with what your mission in life is. So don't just jump into this coaching business because you can earn a lot of money, and having high-end clients could be very, very lucrative. Find like, what's the true reason why you're doing this in the first place. And then, only then, you'll really be able to keep doing stuff consistently. And these things that you're doing consistently, you know what? They add up. And at a certain point, you're just going to reap the results that you planted over the days, months, years. So take some time for yourself to think about this, why you want to do this in the first place, and where are you going with this? So I'm curious to hear in the comments here. I'm curious to read in the comments below. Why are you starting your online coaching business? What do you feel you can make as a difference in this world? And why do you want to help these people specifically? And finally, the seventh mistake to avoid is hiring either the wrong coach or no coach at all. When you're hiring the wrong coach, what you're doing is doing a disservice, because maybe you were, I don't know, maybe you were attracted by the coach's vision, but you never thought about your own vision or your own values or what you stand for or what your mission is in life is. Sometimes people hire coaches for their skills, but not their personality. But to me, that's a wrong fit, because I feel that the best work that you could have is find a coach, first of all, that fits your personality and your values, and then have the skill sets in order to get you from point A to point B. For me, you can't work well with a coach if you're not in sync with that person. Not having a coach at all, not a good idea. And I'll tell you why. It's because when you have a coach, makes you go faster into getting to hit these goals that you have. When you don't have a coach, you have all the decisions on your shoulders, and it's not always possible to see all those things that you're not doing the right way or that needs tweaking. I've never seen any athletes at the Olympics or any elite athletes or pro athletes working without any coach, because an athlete recognizes that for them to go to that higher level, they need to have guidance from someone who's a pro at specific things that they need to work on in order to get to that performance that they're aiming for. Same thing in online business coaching. So you can't coach people and not wanting to have a coach yourself. It would be a paradox. I had coaches for my mindset, for sales, for business, of course, for fitness, for team handball, because I played team handball for a long time. I've had coaches for blogging, for writing, for speaking different languages. Name it, there's a coach for it. So think about this. How serious are you about starting and growing your online coaching business? Do you have a specific reason to do this? And is your why deep enough for you to get started? And are you telling yourself all this crap, all these mistakes that I told you about in the last few minutes? Okay, so I'll leave you with your conscience and think about it, and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any other videos, because I have at heart to help you out in this. I'll see you in the next video.